COT's base of operations is right here at thecouncilofTime.com. COT has no other outlet or venue. These are other folks who will rebroadcast, like DailyExcellence, who is authorized to rebroadcast by way of video. COT's base of operations is right here at thecouncilofTime.com. COT has no other outlet or venue. These are other folks who will rebroadcast. Anything COT does is by the main page here at thecouncilofTime.com. Test 2. And I think everybody can hear me okay. Hope you guys can. The sad part is I can't see. Well, screens are up. I can't see the screens. Something happened. And you could see I'm in recovery right now. So let me explain so you guys understand. I likely will not be on long tonight. I need one more day or at least 8 hours for my eyeballs to heal. The other day, for no reason, about 4 days ago, my right eye, I believe it was the right eye, my right eye got scratchy, real scratchy. And it was very difficult to open the right eye for no apparent reason. And I couldn't see for about 6 or 7 hours and still went on air. Didn't say anything. A couple days after that, actually on Friday, that night around, actually it was Saturday at around 2 a.m., both eyes became scratchy. All of a sudden, everything looked like a cloud. I couldn't see anymore, with a lot of pain in both eyes. Miserable. It was vertigo. So I went to have it checked out to see what was going on. And you see, I hope you guys can hear this because I can't even see straight to set everything the way it's supposed to be set. And I'm going to go get it checked. As it turns out, they thought it was swelling on the brain behind the optic nerve, but something was making it do that. As it turns out, my eyes were exposed to high levels of UVC. You guys know what that is? Ultraviolet rays, UVC. So where's it coming from? I had a colleague that went and backtracked all my movements, and he found this panel. It was a panel. A small gap was in this panel. It was an air duct. A small gap was in this air duct, allowing UVC light to come out. It's like a direct line of sight from a doorway or a place where I like to sit sometimes to that UVC bulb. And each time I couldn't see the panel. And of course, UVC is not, it's not extremely bright. It's very dull light. But there was a chart next to it. So if I were to look at the chart, really look at this chart that changes just about every 4 hours. If I were to look at that chart, my eyes would be exposed to UVC. And that's exactly what happened the second time. I committed that chart with some new things on the chart. So I looked at it probably about a good 30 minutes, referencing the chart, going through notes. And so for 30 minutes, my eyes were exposed to UVC, which it essentially gives you sunburn on your eyeball, right? Essentially. Now, that's just not good. As your sight goes, your vertigo starts. So it's not a good situation. It's a very bad situation. And, that's where I've been for the last, 27 hours, 28 hours, something like that. So it'll probably take about another 13 hours to heal. I heal pretty fast. So, but here's the blessing in it. Most people, upon looking at that type UVC for about 30 seconds, right, that can constitute permanent eye loss. That means you won't be able to see again ever. The burning will be that severe. I had vision back after about 20 hours, 22 hours, somewhere around there. It is still uncomfortable, but the vision is coming back. So as a plus, I can't see everything, of course. And this is funny, things are very bright. I mean, very bright. I can't look at the computer screens. I have shades on. Actually, I have ND shades on, right? And everything is still bright, super bright. So a computer screen looks like the sun to me. If I turn everything out, I have excellent night vision. Anyway, that's where I'm at. So I won't be able to do a full broadcast because that wouldn't work. I can't read anyway. I can't see your comments. I can see blurs going up and down. That's about it. That's about it. UVC is used. It's a very good, UVC light is a good thing because it can kill bacteria, mold, all sorts of things in less than a second. So they use it in HVAC systems, laboratories, things where they need very, very clean air or to clean the air. Or to clean, to isolate bacteria, to isolate particulates, to clean particulates, things of that nature. But if you ever see UVC or you're in an area where UVC is, it'd probably be smart to find out where the UVC is and never look in that direction. Because most people would not recover from this, not looking at it that long. And the wavelength it was at was one of the strongest types of UVC that they have, which is not good. Not good. But now we learned that Cuba has a blackout. Did you guys hear about that? Cuba has a blackout. Hey, I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, does this have anything to do with anything? I don't believe in coincidences. I don't. The first time, I lost sight in one eye. The second time, I lose sight in both eyes. I don't believe in coincidences. I know that in hindsight, something dealing with my life will have something to do with what I just went through. Or it will have changed something so I can overcome something else. In every case, that's just about the way it is. But it makes me wonder about this world, the state of this world. For example, the storms. Have you guys looked at the storms today? Are you aware that certain places have had so much rain and it was not forecast? These are pop-up storms being fueled by Gulf air and hot temperatures. Roofs are starting to collapse through the sheer weight of the rain. Are you guys aware of that? It's not a good situation, but I want you guys to see how it's forming. It goes from nothing to clouds forming out of nowhere, building up, dropping several inches of rain, 18 inches in some cases, several inches in less than 1 hour. Can you believe that? In New Jersey, they were hit with quite a bit of rain. DC, same story. Other places, it's forming right now as we speak. So do me a favor. If you could glance at your local forecasts and make sure you're paying attention. Some of these storms are brutal, very brutal, and they're dropping a lot of rain. Just because it has a small, cloud coverage on Doppler. Don't let that fool you. Just take a snapshot and realize you could be in an area of potential great rainfall so that you're prepared for that. Try that as best you can so that you're not taken by surprise. I think that a lot of people are taken by surprise with this storm. Try not to be those. Cuba, their lights went out. A blackout in Cuba, I believe they were calling it. And, other plans were at play. And as soon as my eyes heal, I can update the COT site to reflect some of the materials we're going to go over without interruption this week. Lord, you hear me? Without interruption, no interruption, which will give all of you, if you participate, a pretty good foundation and lots of grounding, practice this week. Because whether people accept it or not, there's a change. We're always within a change, but there's a change not exactly for the outcome most people think. Now, it's something all of us have to endure. But there's several things that will somewhat collide at the exact same point, causing an eruption of events to take place. And none of you need to have confusion when this happens. So with a bit of integrity and clarity, I believe that would serve anybody who's listening well. I believe it would. If you guys have an idea, if you had a good idea what's happening, you won't be deceived like the majority of this world is about to be deceived. You'll stand much better than the other person, but you'll still have a task on your hand. If you're a believer in Christ, hopefully you are, I pray that you get yourselves prepared for people to choose some things that are going to shock you. To choose a path that will shock you. If you're a believer in Christ, you're going to choose the Lord's way. And those ways that have to deal with the righteousness of Christ. For those who are not of the Lord, they're going to choose an alternate path. And you've got to get yourself prepared to see this, to endure this. It'll be one of the hardest things you'll ever have to do in life, is to see some of your loved ones choose a path so dark in this given time. Everybody has a choice. Everybody does, and it's important that each person chooses themselves. So the better you're prepared for that, the more you're going to stand firm in this time. Also remember, Satan is going to do his best to make you break something, to make you fall out of obedience with Christ. He's going to double up his efforts and try and make you break your obedience with Christ. So at every turn, realize this and don't do it. Understand that he's at work. In the Bible it says, when he was cast to earth, he discovered he was cast to earth and he was enraged. So, and he went out to really destroy them because he knew he had but a short time. That means, and it sounds like, when he found out he was cast to earth, he pulled out all the stops. Right? Well, I believe that time is right now. It's been underway. It's getting worse. So remember that. Prepare yourselves to see other people choose what you never thought they would choose. Prepare yourselves for that. Because if they could, they would draw you underneath with them. Sympathy is one thing, but to follow somebody into darkness and to compromise your own faith, right, with some grand idea to help somebody else out doesn't work. You always have to stay anchored in your faith, and everybody has a choice. We help as much as we can, but if a person persists in choosing darkness, you can no longer, you can't help that person. You can only help a person who desires Christ. That's who you help. You cannot help a person who does not desire Christ. You can be an example of righteousness, but it takes the Lord. Right? It takes the Lord to break a person that way. Look at Paul on the road to Damascus. His vision had to be taken away so that he would listen to the Lord. Otherwise, he wouldn't listen. He wouldn't listen to anybody. And that was clear after they told the story of just how many people knew exactly who he was. So the Lord has his way. Jonah, same thing. Jonah wouldn't listen for anything. He was choosing his own way of expediency outside of obedience to the Most High. And so he got swallowed up by a fish because he would not listen to the Lord. Moses was almost killed, struck down because he failed to circumcise his son. And God spoke to his wife because Moses at times was hard-headed, a bit stubborn. So the Lord will intervene He will. But each person has to make a choice. And that choice has to be theirs. It has to be a choice of truth. Nobody's going to be forced to go to the kingdom. Nobody's going to be forced to go to, perdition. No one. It's a person's choice. And everybody will have ultimately followed what they truly believed in. So recognize that. But when a person chooses darkness and they begin to shun Jesus Christ, there's nothing else you can do. You cannot force that person to come back. You can only invite that person to come back. You can be a demonstration to that person, but you cannot force them to come back. You got to get your hearts ready for the truth, because the truth is there will be a falling away. That's going to be painful for the righteous to see. How do I know this? Because the word says so. The word warned us. It's going to be difficult for us to see this. We have to prepare ourselves for that. Prepare yourselves. That'll be the first of a few steps that will align everybody for the end. Right? There's also, we have to go over 2026 and 2027. There's a brief that went out for 2027 and the end of 2026. It seems to indicate that too many people are aware of something that the world is not. But we'll go over some of that. That is public and free. See that you guys are well-versed. Well-versed. Well, that's where we are today. Now, again, I can't stay on air too long. If you're just getting here, I am injured in the eyeballs right now. It will heal. I'll recover completely. Don't worry about that. It's all purposed. All is purposed. But keep those things in mind. And please prepare. Prepare. Oh, also another thing. There's another weather frontal system that the USA is going to have to endure, and Europe and those places are going to have to endure something they've never endured before. Most of the tornadoes, hurricanes, things like that happen to either the USA, typhoons, of course, in Asia, places like that, Japan. But we normally have the grunt of those type weather systems. As the jet stream alters, it's going to take all the systems that we normally have and nobody else does, and kind of spread them around. So weather patterns are going to shift in Europe badly. If you're in Europe, educate yourself on your local forecast and how it changes. It will change. It's going to change right before your eyes. You guys have never had the experience of what the USA goes through, but you're about to. The UK, likewise. The UK is going to have a water problem. Big time water problem. And they also have an existential terrorist threat upon them. The UK does. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of, if something nuclear is compromised in that vicinity first. That wouldn't shock me a bit. It shocked me a bit. 20,000. I'll give an estimate right now. 20,000 near the River Thames. 20,000. Gone in a split second near the River Thames. That's the type of threat that's upon this world right now. They're parading actions of peace. You better believe. You better believe darkness is at work and is attempting to maximize its blows upon this world. We know that some sort of kingdom of the beast is being set up. It does not represent the light of Christ. It does represent a falsehood, a mimicked falsehood full of lying signs and wonders. And they're going to utilize the God of force. By force, they're going to cause compliance. By force. And people are going to run to that, just like they're doing here in America. Lord, help us in the identification of these things. And we may also keep our faith. Be strong, everybody, and look out for each other. Remember, these pop-up storms are no joke. And should these temperatures persist, we're going to have a bit of a cool down followed by some very aggressive weather. Prepare for that too. Please prepare for that. And again, if near the equator, if those winds shift enough, it could be enough to change the jet stream. All right. Listen, that's all I have for you tonight. I cannot stay on long. I'm going to give my eyes a few more hours to heal. I should be good to go tomorrow, completely good to go tomorrow. I'll be able to read at least your comments and feedback and see what buttons I'm pressing here and there. Should only take about, I'd estimate maybe anywhere from 8 to 14 hours, I'd say. So God bless each and every one of you. I'll be fine, by the way. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I heal quickly. I do. It's all purposed. We don't know why in the beginning, but we eventually find out. God bless each of you. I'm going to see you guys next time, right here at the Council of Time. And tomorrow afternoon, somewhere around there, I will update the homepage. I simply couldn't see it. I can't see it right now. I couldn't see it today or throughout the weekend to make any real changes. I tried on two, and that was rough. So I'll see you guys next time right here at the Council of Time. God bless.